Hello, everyone. We're back again. We finished the Pirates, so now we were like, what do we do? We're out of ideas. Bert threw out an idea. I wasn't a big fan of his idea because the later ones aren't great, but you know what? I don't actually know that for sure because I'm pretty sure that in my memory, the first two live, and I don't remember the other ones. We're doing Shrek.
Yes, we are. I'm pretty hyped.
I really don't remember past two. Like, maybe I'll remember it when I watch them, but like 1 and 2 I remember. I do not remember the other ones at all.
I remember seeing them. I was super young when I saw them, so I don't remember if they were actually good, but I do remember liking them. Like, I remember seeing, like, I think there's a Christmas movie too.
Okay.
That we should try to find.
Are we including the two Puss in Boots movies in this?
I mean, we can, since we don't really have much else.
Yeah, I'm not sure the order it goes. I know Shrek 2
and plus, I think it'd be kind of nice, because it seems like DreamWorks is planning on expanding these IPs with the new Shrek. Like, there's a new Shrek movie coming out.
Well, we'll get to it in a second. First, we have some news. Bert almost died of a storm.
I did. Actually, I wasn't that at risk, but some people around me were. My professors, actually, one of my professors lost their car.
Keep talking while I take a drink of this water.
Yeah, and there's a lot of flooding. The school itself is fine. Trying to think. Though my parents were telling me that this town in Georgia that they went to, they had breakfast at, is completely gone. Like, it doesn't exist anymore.
That's a big yikes.
So that's pretty sad.
Yeah, that does suck. But we're here to talk about gaming. And actually, today specifically, I wish I had more specifics, but today a ton of stuff has come out about the next Mario Party game. Like, I guess there's like a review date passed, and a bunch of people are talking about the upcoming Mario Party Jamboree.
Yeah.
Apparently it looks pretty good. Everyone's saying that Mario Party's back. The last, 4 have been pretty weak, so I like Mario Party. The last one was okay. The one before that I did not like at all.
I never really played them enough to have an opinion. I remember playing the one on the Wii, but maybe off and on. So I could not tell you. It's the one that you owned.
I owned a lot on the Wii.
I don't know. I remember playing. I only ever played with you. Yeah.
So. Well, from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. So I'm excited. I like Mario Party. It's a fun game. The problem with Mario Party is maybe it was around maybe 6 or 7, Mario Party 6 or 7. Even before that, but 6 and 7 forward is where it really started to be obvious. They started being more, I guess, less brutal. You'd land on Bowser in Mario Party 2 and he would take all of your coins or all of your stars or some crazy thing like that.
The game is less
the most
forgiving.
recent one, you land on Bowser and he's like, give me 10 coins.
Yeah. One thing I don't like about Mario Party games, and I kind of understand why you have to implement it, but I hate when the game obviously favors one player and the luck.
I think the luck is the best part.
I don't know, but is it because one player, especially because a lot of the times it's a player in last will just get the best things all of a sudden.
Yeah, but it never matters. They usually still lose.
I don't know.
Unless it's already close. What I want them to bring back the brutal Mario Party that used to exist in the first 3, and occasionally it would come back after that. I miss the freaking chance times where you could switch all of your stars with someone, lose everything. They
have that on the Switch version.
They do have it on the most recent one, yeah, but Or
Or,
duels.
yeah.
You used to be able to duel people for all your stars. That was crazy. I used to love that. Where like
That would
the
be
game
pretty
could be
fun.
going, you could literally win the game in one turn, the last turn, because like you don't play Mario Party to be good. Whoever wins in Mario Party is never the best player.
That is true.
You just play it
Whoever-
because it's funny. If you want to know who the best player is, just look at who won the most minigames, because usually 70-ish% of minigames are skill. And then, there's the few luck ones, and then there's the few 3v1s that are just totally unbalanced.
Yeah, the 3v1s are either super easy for the
For
like,
one
guy?
side or the other.
Yeah. It's never actually balanced.
Occasionally you'll get one that's decent, but I like Mario Party because it's a game that I don't have to like actually try in, because you can win just by being lucky. So it's fun, and it's a game that people that don't play games can play. So it's like easier to get people to play it.
That's true. There's one thing about Nintendo games that you got to give them credit for. They're very like accessible for people that don't play games.
Yeah.
Like it's way easier to convince someone that never plays games to play a Nintendo game versus like any other game.
I
At
just
least
wish
in my experience.
I agree with you. I just wish they would release the new Switch already, because it like kind of hurts to buy a game knowing that a new Switch is probably going to be out in a year or two, and it's like, screw that game.
I know.
You know?
Like I just want them to release it so I can buy it already.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, I do like Mario Party, but I'll be pissed if a year later the new Switch is out and doesn't even matter.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Mario Luigi Brothership. That game looks really good, but it's like new Switch.
Are they gonna have the games backwards compatible, you think?
I think so, just because of the fact that in the last like month or two, they have been like absolutely destroying all Nintendo Switch emulators, shutting them down completely. So
That is true.
could be a sign. Who knows for sure? I mean, like, I like Nintendo games. I don't love them. They're not my favorite things. Like, I like Mario Party. Like I said, I like the Mario Luigi games, but I mean, there hasn't been a new one in like 9 years, so it's not like that's one I keep coming back for. It's like, holy shit, they're making another one? That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, one thing about Nintendo that I forgot where I heard it exactly, but that makes them kind of different than like Sony, Microsoft, or Xbox, PlayStation, is that they're not. No, Nintendo is a game company. Like that's all they really do. Versus Microsoft and Sony that do other things, and gaming is just a small part of their business.
Yeah.
And then because Nintendo is games first, they tend to know their market a bit better, and they like their executives, I think, are more in touch with their consumers. So I feel like would probably know more so what they want.
I think they're developers, maybe not their executives. I think as far as the company itself compared to Microsoft and Sony.
Well, the people that make decisions that impact the games.
Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah. But as far as like the actual way Nintendo stuff is released and controlled, like they're the absolute worst ones, Any sort of Nintendo video gets destroyed online. They don't want you to have any videos of their games on anything. It's impossible to play Nintendo games anywhere else.
No, they're not the
getting,
most supportive of their communities, for sure.
Any sort of fan projects get sued.
I was just saying that, at least from a business perspective, they seemed to be structured better to be making games more so than Xbox or PlayStation.
I think their developers are solid. I think they have great developers. I just think that they are usually toxic. They also have the absolute worst online in the industry.
That is true.
So that's
at least you can play old games with it.
Yeah, I guess. Hopefully the next Switch has like actually decent online capabilities, because the Switch is trash. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
I'm trying to think, like, I'm like a very like casual Nintendo fan. Like, I like Mario. I'll play new Mario games. They're not very oftenly released. I don't normally play Zelda games. I've played a couple in the past, but I don't play all of them. I used to play Pokemon. I haven't played a Pokemon in a while though. Like, I guess the main one, like, as far as their series that I'll always come back for, like, I'll always play a new Mario, and probably most of the time I'll play a Mario Party.
Or at least try it at a friend's house.
Yeah. I don't pull my Switch out, like, ever, so I do like Kirby, actually.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's like, I want to play it, like, I want to use my Switch, but there's really no games that, like, and I know it's funny to say because, like, Breath of the Wild or whatever, the new one exists, but I don't know. I never really tried them.
For me, it really comes down to it being on Switch. Like, if they weren't on Switch, I'd probably play them all. I just don't want to pull out my Switch. I just don't enjoy playing on the Switch. Like, handheld is fine, but besides that, like, kind of sucks.
Yeah. The performance really...
I do hope a new Mario
nowadays.
comes out soon, but... Like, right, I am so aggressively tempted to play Astro Bot. It looks like peak, basically, like some of the best Marios. To me, it reminds me of, like, it honestly, just from looking at it, it looks better than some Mario games, so I really want to play it.
It's so funny that, like, the little tutorial character from... like when you first turn on your PlayStation ended up becoming like an iconic thing from a game.
Here's how you get through the settings, guy. That'd be like Xbox making one of like the X in the circle, you know?
Exactly.
But man, Astrobot looks really good. The only reason I'm not playing it on PlayStation, because I definitely want to play that game, is because they have a history of moving their games to PC. So if I have to wait a year or two, if that releases on PC, I'll definitely play it. Like, I think Astrobot looks super cool.
It would be. It does look a lot of fun.
Something that it's a little thing, but it like blew my mind when I was watching like trailers and stuff for it. So they have like the little jetpack thing, and this guy was like jetpacking over like some logs, and it was literally cutting it in the exact spots and sizes. And it was like a random pile of logs that you could like run through and move around, and it would still cut it. It wasn't like preset cuts, you know? It was pretty cool. It's like a little thing, cool. But I was like, wow, I can't believe that actually
that just cut cool.
That, you know?
Because it's like when you're watching an anime or a cartoon and you see like a new frame on a scene, and you can like, by the way like the background looks, you can see what elements are going to be moving.
Yeah. To me, it's kind of like in Halo, right? If you compare the Phantom explosions in Halo 3 to Infinite, where like one is actually like logically destroyed explosion, rubble falling, whereas the Infinite one is just switch it to the destroyed version. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Astrobot looks cool is the point. Hope it comes to PC. I'll definitely play it. Every day I get closer to wanting to play it on PlayStation, though. They also just released a free, like, couple levels or something for it, so I really want to play it.
I might get it on my PlayStation.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, too. I'm more likely to play a PlayStation game than a Switch game.
I actually want to try to start using my PlayStation for single-player games. Or games that I would use a controller for on my PC.
Right.
Because I want to try to start buying the discs for the games I want to play.
Yeah, that makes sense. The thing for me is just like, really what it comes down... What?
Sorry. You go.
Just go.
Especially because Astrobot Like, I'm sure there's some cool like PS5 controller integration.
Yeah, probably. Spider-Man 2 has really good controller use, like of the PlayStation 5 controller.
It's cool how you can hear like your web through the little microphone.
For me,
or the
my
speaker.
favorite thing was the crystals. That was so satisfying.
Oh yeah,
the Sandman crystals.
Those were fun.
Those are like some of the most satisfying things I've done in gaming.
I would take my time breaking those, and I would maybe spend a minute, like maybe a good 10 seconds, just like flipping between like my fingers, just playing with the triggers.
Yeah, I got kind of sad when I got the last one. I was like, man, that was so satisfying. I'm surprised that Xbox doesn't have anything like that, because the layout of the Xbox controller I prefer, probably just because it's the first that I got used to. The first I got used to was the GameCube controller, but it's very similar to the Xbox controller. But as far as like feedback, the PlayStation controller is unmatched. The vibrations are the best. It has the trigger vibration, the trigger resistance, the little speaker.
I completely agree.
I wish Xbox would do something like that, because of I prefer their layout, but where's all the cool features, you know?
Yeah, even their Elite controllers and stuff don't have anything different internally with like the vibration.
They have the paddles, which I really like. I actually have an Elite controller, and because for me at least, I cannot play on a controller without a paddle. I hate jumping with a face button. Like, having to take your finger off the sticks to jump is toxic to me. But yeah,
I used to play like Claw Grip for that exact reason, actually.
I didn't used to play Claw, but I used to have like 2 alternate modes that I would transition between depending on the situation, where I would use like my left hand for both sticks.
I wouldn't do that.
And then I'd get one hand on the buttons. But at some point, I think it was when Halo came to PC, like, I needed to buy a controller because I was not using controllers much at the time, because I had been PC gaming for a long time. But when Halo came to PC, I was like, well, I already played, like, I used to play Halo on a controller. I want to play it on a controller still. Let me get a controller. And I bought like a cheap Power A controller, a wired one. And it was like, this is another thing actually that pisses me off. I used to get the Power A controllers, wired controllers, exclusive wired. They did not work wirelessly, for $20, and they had paddles. That was such a great deal. And they would last me like 6 to 8 months, which is pretty good for an Xbox controller, especially a $20 one. Those are like $60 now. What the hell happened?
I know. I remember you complaining to me about that in real life.
Yeah, and I remember complaining to you when they moved to like 30. They're even more now.
You were in college, actually, when you complained to me the first time.
Yeah, because I probably got like 4 or 5 Power A controllers in my lifetime before they started being expensive. Because that was like a nutty deal. Like, $20 for a controller with paddles. The only thing is it's wired, but like I use it for PC, so I don't care if it's wired.
Yeah, you're close enough anyways to a USB port.
Yeah, to me that was a great deal, because just something that I assume exists in all of gaming. I don't think it's just me, because the people that I know of that also use controllers or play on console, like, controllers don't actually last that long. Like, a controller lasting a year is a good controller.
Yeah, especially with depending on how much you're gaming. Like, if you're gaming every day for a couple hours, a year is pretty good, I'd say.
Even just on the weekends for like good sessions. But I mean,
That's
it
true.
depends what you consider a bad controller now, right? Like, because I have controllers that worked for over a year, but one of the buttons was sticky or something, and I can't handle that. It bothers me too much. Or stick drift. If it has stick drift, it's basically garbage to me.
Yeah, stick drift is an instant no. Controller stickiness or button stickiness, it really depends. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, the buttons I can deal with for a little bit, but if a button starts sticking, I'm starting to think about a new controller. If a stick's drifting, I'm ordering
Instant.
it that day.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way.
So
One thing I like,
What's
Xbox
up?
controllers finally USB-C and have a headphone jack on them.
yeah, you used to need that like little tool thing to push into the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That was toxic. Although I now have an Xbox, I think they're called Elite controllers, version 2, Elite 2 or something like that. And this
Yes.
controller, I've got no sticky buttons, no stick drift, and I have used it fairly heavily, not as heavily as I obviously would have used one during like COVID time when I went through maybe 3 Power A's. But moderate use on this Xbox controller, and I've had it over a year. No problems. So, but this is also like $150 controller. So it's like, it's basically
Kind
two
of expect
controllers.
Yeah.
I will
Kind
say
of
though,
expect it to last long.
yeah, when I bought this, I thought to myself, it's cool. The main reason I got it was because of the paddles, because I need paddles now. But I was pissed off at Power A for being a $60 controller, wired, not even wireless.
Yeah.
So I got this one, and the reason, because I looked into like a bunch of options. I was like, I need something with paddles. The normal Xbox controllers don't have paddles. I don't want to get a Power A because I'm pissed off. 99% of controllers that exist have like crazy lights, and I don't like having lights on my controller because it like gets in my eyes while I'm gaming. It's like distracting.
Yeah, I agree with that. I used to have a controller that would glow blue, and when I gamed, I would have to turn down the brightness.
Nice. So when I bought this, I was like, this is a test. Maybe this will be a waste of money. But if it lasts me over than a year, then I'll be like, all right, it was decent. So it's lasted me over a year. Honestly, I'll probably buy another one when this eventually breaks, because I'm probably around a year and a half-ish of moderate use on it, and still good.
Yeah,
If my next one lasts me, close to 2 years, I don't mind spending $150.
It's cheaper long term.
Yeah, that's like slightly... If it lasts me 2 years, that's cheaper than, buying a Power A controller every 6 months. It is sad, though,
true.
because I used to buy
It's
a
not
Power A
cheap.
controller every 6 months for $20. Not 60.
Yeah. And I didn't mind that.
And I honestly liked the paddles more on the Power A. They just felt nicer to me. They were like buttons, not necessarily paddles, but that's
I
my
wouldn't know.
controller rant. Controllers are more expensive than games for some reason.
I know, like PS5 controllers are $70.
Yeah. And at least PS5 controllers have features like...
Yeah. Vibration and then like the touch bar, gyroscope.
I don't ever
Haptic.
use gyro, so I wouldn't care about that, but like, yeah, at least it's something to at least justify
It's
it.
something. It's like the same reason why the Power A controller is annoying, that it's $60 and it's wired.
Yeah, right.
It's like, when I'm paying this much, like I don't really care about it normally, but when I'm paying this much, I kind of expect it.
Yeah, it's like, God, that was so sad to me. That might have been one of the saddest days in gaming history.
What about when Halo, or actually anything Halo related?
Yeah, every time a new Halo comes out, honestly. Anyways, moving on from controllers, did you see they announced like a new, I think it's a DLC or something, for Shredder's Revenge? They're adding the radical reptiles. They have Mondo Gecko now.
No, that's pretty cool.
I like that game. I wouldn't mind hopping in again sometime.
Yeah, we need to finish it.
We did finish it. We just didn't finish achievements or something.
Oh, you're right.
To talk about the big gaming news, which is barely gaming, have you seen the queen really of the internet these days?
No.
You haven't?
No, I haven't.
Moo Dang?
No.
Look up Moo Dang right now. Deng. I might be saying it wrong, but that's how you spell it.
Deng.
The queen of the internet.
I saw one video, and I forgot what it was.
Yeah, Mudang is the queen of the internet. It's this little baby hippo that goes around biting like zoo people, but like in a cute way because it's a baby. In a few years, it'll be deadly, of course.
Yeah, I know. It's cute now, but give it a couple months.
But this thing is all over the internet, and this is so funny. Hippo-based microtransactions in video games have skyrocketed like 500% or something like that since this thing has gone crazy.
What the heck is...
It looks so cute. I'm looking at a picture of it right now.
On certain servers, the MMO Hippo minion has gone from 17 GIL to nearly 300,000 GIL.
I don't know what GIL is, but that is a big increase. I'm not even sure what game you're talking about.
Standby. I don't know. It
must be the
Final
like,
Fantasy. Fucking, which one are they on? 10?
I think the MMO is 14, yeah.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy 14's Hippo Pet is now 900% more expensive.
I mean, that's sad for the state of gaming, but it is funny that this hippo baby has affected the world. And it's so cute, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that GIL was a Final Fantasy currency.
That makes sense. Man, but this hippo's all over the net. Like, I feel like I see this hippo every day now. Just biting something.
That is very funny.
She's
actually
epic.
Yeah. I do remember seeing. I saw one video and then that was it.
I see like meme comps of it all the time. Like like those YouTube short compilations. I'll click on it and it'll be like when mom brings home the pizza, and then it's like the hippo running.
It's pretty cute.
She's affected gaming.
That is true. It impacted the economy.
Just a little hippo. It doesn't look real. Like, it looks like a piggy bank.
It looks wet, like, constantly.
Well,
I guess
it probably
what
is.
a hippo does.
It looks like a seal
so
almost.
I know.
I guess I honestly, before this, I haven't seen a baby hippo, I don't think. So, I didn't realize they were so cute.
They are cute.
Honestly, I would get hippo microtransactions now.
Make a hippo NFT.
That's like the big news in gaming right now, even though it's like mostly outside of gaming. That's like the big internet news, I guess I should say. Hippos are the hip thing right now.
Oh my god, cryptocurrency is taking off.
Oh, we should have invested days ago. I should have invested when I first saw the freaking hippo meme. It'll probably crash. In like
one
2
trader
weeks.
bought $800 worth of the token, and just 4 hours after it was launched, it was worth over 7.5 million.
And that'll probably only, I feel like, a month at most before it comes down, but that's hilarious. Next time a cute animal comes out, day one, I gotta buy the freaking crypto. I should have known, man, after Dogecoin.
Yeah, I know. Trying to find a live chart.
So,
the mood and crypto.
That's all I got, though, for news, if you want to say either news or what you've been up to or something like that.
Honestly, I've been up to nothing. I found a pretty cool comic store near my school.
Nice. Like Tate's level cool?
It's a smaller one. But they sell comics at cover price.
I don't really know what that means. I'm not a comic guy.
So like how on the comics it like says like $3.99 on it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, so
that's actually how much it costs.
I gotcha.
So you can actually buy some, like you can buy comics and they be relatively cheap.
Nice.
and he sells. So everything's pretty much at cover price. And
That's
then
pretty cool.
So I picked up 2 comics that I will eventually read. They were the first 2 issues of DC versus Vampires.
Okay.
It just seemed interesting, so I was like, might as well.
Sure.
Yeah, that was just about it. That's all.
I don't think I've been doing. I have been just still been playing Sea of Thieves. That's like it. Don't do much these days. I just play Sea of Thieves and wait for the next pod.
Yeah, I know. It's true. Like, that's all I do is I go to class, come back, do homework, go to sleep, wake up, and then I just wait for the podcast.
Yeah.
Occasionally hang out with friends.
I've been trying to find another anime, but everything I watch is just either all right or terrible. And I
started
just
watching.
What?
Actually, I do have one thing I can say. I started watching Mob Psycho 100.
I did hear that was good.
I like it. It's pretty funny. I like the facial expressions.
Man,
everyone's face looks terrible.
What I've noticed with, like, since I've been looking for an anime to watch, like, I know I said this before, but it's even worse now. The lack of comments really impacts the experience for me. Like, it makes it so much worse.
Of Crunchyroll has drastically changed.
I didn't realize how much I liked the comments until they were gone, because I literally would look at them every single episode.
I know, it's cool, but especially because then, like, when an episode comes out and you don't know if it's the last episode of it, like, but it's actually sometimes. So there's this, I forgot what show it was exactly, but it was like a cool episode, but it ended very abruptly. But it was episode 12, and you know how sometimes they'll do episode 13.
Yeah.
So I was like wishing there was comments so I would know. So I had to like spend like 20 minutes Googling just to find out that was the end of the season.
Yeah, and like that's something that has saved me in the past, where like I look for a show, I find something that seems interesting, I look at the comments, and then someone's like, don't watch this, it got canceled on a cliffhanger, and I'll be like, all right, I won't watch this then, because I definitely don't want to get halfway through the story and get, bodied.
Mm-hmm.
Or like even the what I used it more for was like after every episode I'd scroll to the comments, like I said, during the credits, and there'd be funny stuff with people talking about the thing, and it just was like a community feeling.
Yeah, what's funny is sometimes at my school my internet's so bad that I actually can't use Crunchyroll. Which is another reason why that my opinion's changed, because I don't know if you've noticed, but Crunchyroll is super bandwidth heavy.
I did not.
So like,
actually I did. You know why that is? It's because it loads all of its versions, all the dubs of whatever.
That is so inefficient.
Yeah, so unless it only has one version, you're loading all of them.
Yeah, so man, that actually explains a lot.
And if it has like 10 languages, even worse,
I know. Especially because now that they merged, some of them do have 10 languages.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes I can't watch it, because like my school's Wi-Fi just isn't good enough.
And you're loading 10 episodes at once.
Mm-hmm. So I have to go explore the internet and find other ways to watch it. So I found this one website, and they have comments. And it was so funny because I rewatched, where I went to that one episode that I watched, like the one that ended abruptly.
Right.
And I read the comments, and it was so funny because it reminded me, it just made me realize what I was missing with Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Because it was like one comment made me chuckle, it was like, this is the most go read the light novel ending ever.
And like my favorite comments too are the ones where someone quotes like a funny part of the show, and then you're just like, that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You get a timestamp, and it's like, yeah, that was a pretty good. Then you go click back and like see what he's talking about.
It's just crazy. Like, I feel like it was such a small percent of the comments were not nice. Like, I feel like 99.9% of people were nice in the comments of Crunchyroll. And even the people who weren't necessarily nice, they weren't like mean to other people. They'd be like, "This show sucks" or something. They wouldn't be like calling someone out.
Moderate your website.
Yeah, it's so disappointing, man. It really makes me sad. Like I wanted to come back because it heavily affects my enjoyment of anime.
Yeah, it does.
It's
100%.
And like, not that I'm saying to, but I feel like a lot of the big sites for anime that weren't Crunchyroll are shut down now. Like the main ones that were like where you'd watch everything like basically through 2010 to like 2020.
Yeah, I used to use Kiss Anime.
Yeah, me
when
too.
That was around.
So it's just toxic.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Anyways, we can finally get to Shrek.
Let's go.
Here's my opinion of the general layout of Shrek. It's super, like, it's your basic
textbook.
Textbook save the princess type thing. However, it's funny. That's pretty much where it gets, like, on its own it's pretty generic, but the jokes are funny. That's really where it gets it.
When you simplify the plot and you break down what happens, it's very fairy tale like.
Super easy to guess.
Goes on an adventure to save the princess. Whatever. But like like, and especially because there's a lot of subtle jokes that I find funny. Like Donkey being annoying is like an annoying ass.
Yeah, if it wasn't funny, it'd be it would just be super average, honestly, because the story itself is pretty generic. Like, it really is just the comment. Like, it's really funny. For me personally, I find Farquaad to be the funniest. Like, he has some of the I've always used to quote these, like, just when gaming, like, "Oh, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make."
I do quote that one.
Or one that I also used to quote when you're with the homies, like, "Kind of rude you being alive when no one wants you."
I forgot about that one.
That's such a good one.
I like
Farquaad.
the one minion that's like, "Me lord."
Yeah.
To me lord, and holds up
the Muffin Man thing. That's a classic meme.
Waterboarding him with milk.
Yeah, the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
It's such a good movie. I love that quote, man. It's kind of rude being alive when no one wants you. That's so freaking funny. This is also one of those movies that I think shows how, like, this would not be a PG movie today. It'd be a PG-13 movie.
Absolutely. It's very crude.
Yeah.
For, like, a children's movie.
They also say, like, ass and damn a lot. Not a lot, but, like, more than
enough
once.
To be like, yeah.
I think they say hell a couple times, too.
And plus, damn, there's a lot of, like, subliminal, like, especially with, like, Lord Farquaad in his bed.
Oh, yeah, the classic meme.
Yeah, dude, and you can see the sheet raised.
Yeah, like
it's pretty off. It's bad.
I feel like this is a movie where, like, when I remember it, I remember more, like, the beginning is something that kind of, when I, like, think back to Shrek, I always forget that beginning section. Pretty much up until they get the princess is, like, when, in my mind, the movie started.
Yeah, but that's what I feel like when all the characters were actually introduced.
Yeah.
Like, every character that we come to care about is pretty much introduced.
I mean, like, from my memory, Shrek 2 is, like, God tier.
Dude, I think it's peak cinema.
So, I would say this one is good. I wouldn't say it's great, but I'd say it's good and really funny.
Shrek 2 is the reason why I suggested we watch the whole series.
I agree. Shrek 2 is one of the best. It's probably in the top 3 DreamWorks movies. Like, it's up there with Madagascar. Actually, Madagascar is banger because 1 and 2 of Madagascar are like legendary to me, honestly.
I think Shrek 2 is like a really good example on how to do a sequel, and it's probably one of the best sequels.
And they bring in new characters that are actually good.
Like, yeah, they do such a good job on expanding the world while like giving us a bit of the old with a bunch of new.
Well, we'll save Shrek 2 for the Shrek 2 video.
I know.
For Shrek 1, who's your favorite character? It's got to be Donkey, right? It's always Donkey.
Donkey's pretty good.
I love Donkey. My second favorite character, though, is Farquaad. I feel like he's so funny. Like, he's to me, he's the funniest character. Thoughts?
I was thinking, sorry. Yeah. I think he's the funniest in the...
He definitely has the best quotes.
Yeah, that's true. He does. He reminds me of guys with like lifted or squatted trucks.
You know what is something that like... Because I saw Shrek 1 when it was new. Maybe a little bit after that because it would like be on TV or something. But I probably didn't watch it past 2005 until now. So I was like really like it had been so long since I'd seen Shrek. And man, I didn't realize that there are so many like absolute meme songs in this movie.
I know. It's phenomenal.
Like the songs that play in this movie, if you're to be watching like a clips compilation, you would think that someone added it in the edit. You know what I mean?
This was the original TikTok.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like songs that you would think are just memes, like not actually in the movie, but someone edited it into like a clip.
Like they got the license for this?
I mean, I guess this is probably where they became those big meme songs, was from Shrek most likely.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of banger songs.
There is some good ones. And I like how they make the characters sing the songs. Or sometimes.
And I think the CG for the most part is decent. There's nothing terrible. It doesn't look
2001,
awful.
Right?
Yeah, there's 1 or 2, something like that. Yeah. I would say it's not impressive, but for the time it was impressive and it doesn't look bad. It's not like going back to Pirates of the Caribbean where you're like, that's still top of the game. But it is passable still. 22 years later. It's like,
if we were to go back and watch like Finding Nemo. Well, actually, no, like what, Toy Story? That'd probably
Toy Story 1 is probably the one that you would get more similar to.
I actually think Toy Story 1... I actually would have to watch the movie, but I think it looks worse than Shrek.
Yeah, I would have to watch it again too. But also, where'd you watch Shrek? Because I did not watch an HD version, I'll tell you that.
I watched like the DVD version.
Yeah, I didn't have like a official Shrek, so mine was 480p, so it's kind of tough for me to know for sure if it looked great, you know?
Actually, I'm trying to think what copy or version is my... I don't know. I have the disc. I think it's whatever standard. I think it was 480p. I think is the DVD resolution.
Yeah, maybe. But memeable songs. Every character is pretty cool. What are your favorite moments from the show, the movie? I guess. I mean, I like a couple that I want to mention, but you go.
I like when Shrek is making Donkey cross the bridge.
That's a good one, yeah.
That one was funny. I liked Donkey flying with the pixie dust.
Where he bodies himself by talking.
Yeah. He's like, I can't fly. Immediately falls.
He could talk.
I think watching the baby, like the mama bear, thing was kind of funny but sad.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder how they all got out, because they all ended up on Shrek Swamp like right after that. I wonder how they escaped.
I think they were just dumped there.
Oh, I see. They were dumped there.
Like they were collected and dumped. And
What
then
I
the mom saw him, like, I want her as fur or as my floor.
The part that would normally piss me off in movies, I hate the misunderstanding thing normally, which happens in this movie between Shrek and Fiona. But the reason that I'm okay with it is because I think it's funny how, like, if you are thinking about it, like, he just walks up and she's like, how could anyone ever love a disgusting beast? And he's like,
I know.
oh my, like, imagine being him. You'd be like, holy shit. You know?
Then yeah, I'd be pretty distraught.
Like, it's the classic misunderstanding trope, but just like putting yourself in the shoes of that situation makes it funny. Like, I don't think it's supposed to be funny, but like the brutality of it is hilarious to me. It's like, what she says, beautiful and ugly aren't meant to be together. He's like, God damn.
I know.
Like, if you were him, you'd
without
be
context,
pissed, honestly.
overhearing that is terrible.
Yeah, like, he has a reasonable reaction. He honestly might have been nicer than he should have been after getting unintentionally slammed on. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was hilarious. And then he comes back the next day, and it's like just as brutal back to her. He's like, I heard everything. And then she goes, everything? He's like, yep, I heard everything. He's like, who would ever want to be with an ugly beast? And she's like, God damn, he thinks I'm an ugly beast. Like, it gets shot back at her, but he's talking about himself, like the same deal, but it's just as brutal, which makes it funny again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of other scenes that I really liked. I find the donkey and dragon thing always funny.
That was pretty funny.
And then, what is another scene that I'm a big fan of? I like the, this is not like in terms of comedy, but I actually kind of like the scene before Shrek gets brutalized of Donkey and Fiona talking. I think that's pretty nice. And then later on, the Shrek and Donkey one is also good.
Well, it's nice because it also sets up how the conflict is going to get resolved.
Yeah.
And then it's cool because then it like also like let Fiona's big reveal be a big reveal to Shrek.
Yeah. And then he goes, oh, this makes sense now. Another funny joke. Just something I appreciate, actually. Even though Shrek, like, is pissed off and annoyed by Donkey, I feel like he still usually listens to him, and like in the castle, he doesn't just leave him. He tries to help him.
Yeah.
Like, he's nice-ish to Donkey. He's just annoyed by him. And then, like, I think the funniest part is at the end, too, where he's like, Shrek, you can't just go in there. You need to wait until they say the line.
That was pretty
funny.
He's
like looking through the window. He's like, no, they already said it.
Go.
Man, it's just funny. I'm a big fan of the comedy, and I know for a fact that the next one pops off even more, honestly.
Yes. I'm so hyped to watch it.
I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be the best one, number 2. I'm guessing I'll probably go 2-1, and then I don't know where the other ones lay because I don't remember anything about them.
Yeah, 2's probably gonna be my number 1. Actually, it definitely will be my number 1. Unless there's some insane sleepers exist that just no one knows about.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, like, I literally don't remember anything about the ones past 2.
Actually, for how long these movies have been out, you would think that, like, if there was another insanely good one, we would know.
When did the most recent one come out? It's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Let me see.
Go ahead.
Shrek. Third Shrek Forever After 2010. So 14 years?
Damn, seriously?
Yeah. Shrek the Fifth is coming out in 2026. So in 2 years.
Oh, 26? I thought it was next year it comes out.
No, according to Google, it's 26. July 1st, 26.
Interesting. Well, I would say I wonder what it'd be about, but I would have no idea, like, because I don't know the previous few.
Puss in Boots is going to be in it.
Isn't he in all of them after he gets introduced?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he'll be in it because the way Puss in Boots ended, they were sailing back to
Shrekville.
far, far away land.
Interesting. I think that...
Like it showed like the Hollywood sign.
Oh, nice. I think that's everything I have on Shrek. It's not a long movie. It's honestly shorter than I remembered.
Yeah, it's short and then it's very textbook.
Yeah. There's
But it's very
there's
funny.
nothing special
like the
about it
onion
outside
analogy.
of the comedy, you know?
The comedy, and I think there's good messages.
Yeah, I guess.
Subtle ones. Like there's like the onion thing was kind of nice.
Yeah, I guess that's funny. Or not funny, cool. It's good. For me, though, personally, I think I'd give it a 6. Like, it's good. Not great. But 2 is gonna freaking super raise the bar. I already know. I love Shrek 2.
I think I'm going to give this movie a 7.
Okay.
I also just, to be fair, there's a bit of a bias because I grew up watching Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of hold this movie. Like, I just enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
Like,
I like Shrek 1. It's really good.
I would watch Shrek, like, to the point where my mom would know, like, where I was in the movie. Because there's, like, a fart joke about halfway through that every time, without fail, I'd watch that movie, I would chuckle at.
Classic Bert, man.
Well, fart jokes, when done right, are funny. But you can burn them out, like in the Minions.
I find the other jokes funnier in this movie.
No, I did too, but when you're, what, 5, 3?
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's all we got for Shrek. We'll be back with Shrek 2 next time.
I actually thought the movie was
news.
better when I got older because I understood more of the jokes and like the subtle humor that was meant for adults.
Yeah, I think I like it more now too. It's good. I like it. Hopefully we can finish the Shrek movies and then maybe he'll be back by then. Who knows?
Yeah, if not, maybe we'll go
do another animated
Toy Story
movie. Yeah. Well, how many Toy Stories are there? 4? 5's coming out soon. Yeah, I guess that would work.
DreamWorks, we should do a Disney.
True. That makes sense. If we do end up doing another... Damn, I was going to say Madagascar, but 3 is so bad.
Honestly, I would be okay with Madagascar. I haven't seen those movies in a while.
1 and 2 are bangers, but 3 sucks.
I like the song. I like the way you move it.
Oh, yeah.
Randomly, that song will pop in my head, and I can't get it out for a while.
I like Mort.
I do like them.
I also love the Penguins. I love the Penguins. The Penguins movie is really good, actually. The show is also good, yeah. But have you ever seen the movie, the Penguins movie?
Yes.
It's good. It's good.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, honestly, we might do Madagascar if we are forced past Shrek. Also, though, Joker comes out this week, so maybe we'll like intervene with that. I heard it's bad, though.
Yeah.
Not very excited to hop into that one, which sucks because I really like the first one.
Actually, I saw The Wild Robot.
I don't know what that is.
I completely forgot that I saw this movie, but you saying that made me think of the movies. So, are you familiar with the Bastion short from Overwatch?
With the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, if they made a movie on that concept, is like very much summing up the concept of the movie.
Okay.
But it was very nicely done.
Interesting.
Where I don't know. It was nice. It was nice. It was like basically like a robot that has to do tasks. Tries and fails to communicate with like animals. So then it gets into a fight with a bear, and then ends up having to raise like a baby bird. And the movie kind of follows.
Oh, you
that
know what? I
premise.
think I might have seen the trailer when I was at the movies for something else. This sounds
Probably.
familiar.
And the robot, like through machine learning, learns how to speak animal, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and it has like a resistance with animals. I'm totally remembering this trailer now.
Yeah. It was actually a very good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Interesting. Maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. I haven't gone to the movies in a while. And honestly, I don't even really want to go see Joker. Like there's nothing that I really want to see right now. But
yeah, The Wild Robot was one that I wanted to see just because I like some animated movies catch my eye and I like to try to go see them.
Yeah.
That just happened to be one.
The only thing that is popping off for me in the near future that I want to see is Sonic 3.
I want to try to see Beetlejuice.
I did a little bit want to see that, yeah. Whatever. We're continuing with Shrek, though. There's a chance we might intervene one week with a movie that recently came out, if we decide to do that.
Venom's coming out soon, too.
Another thing I don't want to see. I probably will see Venom and Joker eventually, though, just because I've seen the other ones, you know? So
There's a Gundam movie coming out.
Gundams are cool. I've never seen a movie, but they look cool.
Oh, it's like an older movie. Never mind.
Anyways, though, let's wrap this up. Thanks, everyone. Bert, hit him with the thing.
Keep it salty.